Thank you. We all know that the only reason I'm here is because of one play. And that was called the 53-year pass. Happened on December 6, 1969. And I am forever known as the guy that caught the pass. That's the way I'm usually introduced. And I'm gotten used to it. In fact, one of my favorite introductions was given by the late UT great, Wally Scott, who introduced me at a Longhorn Club meeting at the Paramount Theater back in the mid-'70s. And when he got to me, he was introducing several of us. When he got to me, he said, "This is the only SOB I know who's making a living off of one play." My orange blood really comes honestly. I think it's quite interesting and rather amazing that besides the two legendary coaches that I played for here at the university, Cliff Gustafson and Del Royal, that my high school baseball and football coaches, along with Gustafson and Royal, are in the Hall of Honor here at UT. In baseball, it was Charlie Gorin, and football had Oxenberg. So you see, I had the orange influence in high school when I was playing both sports. But it really goes back further than that. I think I went to my first Texas football game in 1955 at the age of 7. The Horns lost that day to TCU, and my dad took my brother and I to the game, and we sat in the Naho section, which was at the north end of the stadium. I was mesmerized. Dad let me go onto the field after the game. You were able to do that back then. And I got a chin strap as a souvenir from one of the Texas players. I don't know who it was, but it didn't matter. I was hooked. Fast forward to when I was 15 in 1963, I remember watching on TV as the Horns beat A&M in the mud. And then I remember the combo against Navy when we decisively defeated the Roger Staubach-led midshipmen and established an undisputed national championship. I knew then that if given the opportunity, I'd be a Longhorn. Well, sure enough, I did get the opportunity, but when Coach Royal offered me a scholarship, and I don't know if Mrs. Royal remembers this, but she was at my house when that happened. She was at my parents' house and in the living room with us, and Coach Royal offered me a scholarship, and I guess I was playing hard to get. I said, well, I'll think about it. It's probably a good thing that recruits back then couldn't or weren't announcing their selection by picking out a hat on TV. But deep down, I already knew I was going to be a Longhorn. And who would have ever thought I was united with the best teammates possible that you could ask for, and we were fortunate enough to win another national championship. I don't consider this honor, this Hall of Honor, as an individual honor. It's a team thing. I'm here because of my teammates. It's an honor because of them, and it's an honor because for them. We share a lifelong bond that will never be broken. We had and shared experiences, some of which are best not repeated, which few ever do, and we certainly will never forget. I'll be forever grateful. There are a lot of people to thank for this award. The Vintage Selection Committee, I thank them. Thanks to Bob McKay, Ted Coy, all the coaches that I've had in junior high, high school, and then of course in college. The teammates that I've had in both sports at UT. And of course, my family. Not only did I get to enjoy my time here at UT with my teammates and coaches, but also with the beautiful girl that became my wife, Sue. We dated all through college, and we married before we graduated. Our marriage has now spanned 45 years. Our engagement was in 1969. In fact, it was the night of Thanksgiving after we'd beaten A&M, and a couple of weeks before the Arkansas game. Then we wed in August of 1970. And I'll never forget a congratulatory card that I received when we returned from our honeymoon. It was from an anonymous sender, and it said, "That catch you made against Arkansas was great, but the one you made on your wedding day was even better." I didn't know for a long, long time who that was from, but I eventually learned it's my father-in-law. And you know what? He was right. He was right. Stu and I have been fortunate enough to have two beautiful daughters, Allie and Melissa, who both graduate from UT and who both married UT graduates, who, I guess because they liked going to school in UT so much, they went back to graduate school and law school. Seemed like they were at UT as a student for 12 years. And then there was our son, Rand, who graduated from UT, and he married his lovely wife, Whitney. And she went to Baylor, which is a good thing, because we needed another good Baptist in the family to help pray for those sons-in-laws we had. Combined, they blessed us with 9 beautiful, healthy grandchildren. And so far, they're all orange-blooded. And then there were my biggest fans, along with Sue, my mom and my dad. A short story about Dad. When we played the game in Arkansas, fans really couldn't travel very easily in Arkansas, or to Arkansas. The story was that gas stations refused to sell gas to vehicles with Texas license plates. So Mom and Dad decided to stay here and watch the game on TV. And they chose a neighbor's house down the street that they were going to watch it. Well, Dad had a seat right in front of the TV. And when James dropped back and threw that fourth down pass in my direction, he dove into the middle of the floor in front of the TV to help me make a catch. Thank you, Dad. And Mom, thanks for raising us in a Christian family. And always having confidence in me. telling me that I could be or do anything I wanted to if I set my mind to it. And then I thank again, because I can't thank them enough, are my teammates in both sports. I'm grateful, I'm honored, I'm humbled, I'm really in awe right now. But most importantly, I want to thank God. Each day I try to remember, Jesus said, "Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind." This is the first and great commandment. That's Matthew 22, 37, 38. Thank you again, and hook 'em.